Hey, welcome back to Karen's Papercraft. Today I have a project for you that started out as something quite different. You see in our autumn-winter catalogue on page 21 we have this really beautiful cardstock pack. It's a set of cards with matching envelopes, and you can use it to make Christmas cards with, and I ordered them to do just so, but then later on I decided I wanted to make an advent calendar. So I changed these cards into a different project, and I had such fun making them. I have many ideas now of how I can make these Christmas cards, extras even from the ones you see here. So what I'll do, because I've run out of cards now, I will order them again and make my Christmas cards with them. But as I said, I made a different project, and here it is. It is a frame. And I've made the frame interchangeable. Here you have the card for the 1st of December. There are these stickers in the cardstock pack, and what I've done is made it so that I can have this on my desk at school or at home, and then every day I can exchange a card and have the advent calendar. I've made cards up until the 31st of December, and I'm going to show you in a minute how I put all this together. As you can see, I've adhered some magnets to the frame, and I also adhered a couple of pieces of magnetic sheet to the back of the card. You can see this is the back of a card, but the cards are have two sides I should say, and I decorated just the one, and I'm going to show you how I did that with this card. I didn't only use the cards from the cardstock bag, I also used some of our regular cardstock and made bits and pieces, cut down, punched special shapes. Now I keep my framelits and thinglits on these magnetic sheets, and I always have, well, bits left which I never throw away because they may come in handy. Now what I did was I adhered 2 strips of tear and tape to the back of the magnetic sheet. Make sure you stick it on the side which is not magnetic, otherwise your card won't hold anyway. And I cut off a strip, and then where are my scissors? These are my scissors for heavy duty, and I just sort of cut off these pieces, and I've got plenty here, see, keep them aside, and then all I have to do is remove the backing, and then I will stick them in the 4 corners of the card like so, and then your card is ready to go into the frame. Let me show you the 1st of December again. It won't come off even if you shake it, you see, it's quite sturdy, and well, I like my own project even if I say so myself. I have made a frame before. In fact, making a frame was my very first YouTube video. I will put the link to the video in the info box below. That was a frame with a beveled edge that curved inwards. This one is just a straight edge. It's a fair size. This is 9 by 7 inches, because I wanted a larger frame because these cards are 4 by 6 inches of course, and I did want a kind of well, margin around the card. If you wanted to, you could have a different background. I just like the look of the red as the background for my card. What you're going to need, well, let me get my bits and bobs out. For the back you need a piece, oh, let me hang on, my notes, sorry for being in the picture, but I just put my notes to the side. The back piece of your frame is going to be, where is it, 7 by 9 inches, and don't worry, all the sizes are on my blog in centimeters and in inches. Then you need 2 pieces of 3 3/4 inches by 9 inches. These are for the long sides, and you need 2 pieces of cardstock which measure 3 3/4 inches by 7.5 inches. Yep, you need a piece of cardstock which will be for the stand, and this is a 2-inch strip, I should point that way, by 7 1/4. And I did discover that I needed a bit of study paper or some cardboard to stick inside, otherwise your stand will buckle. You see it's on the inside and it doesn't really show that it's white. I didn't have one before because it's a largest frame, and of course there's some weight to the magnets as well. This would sort of flop down and it wouldn't remain standing, and by inserting that, see, it's quite sturdy, it won't fall over anymore. I'm going to show you the scoring for the longer piece and the shorter piece, because finally they will be folded together. This will be the shorter piece and the longer piece. And first you need some scoring. Put away that one. With the short side at the top, you score at 3/4 inch all the way down, 1.5 inches, 2 1/4, and 3 inches. Then you turn your paper, and here at 3/4 inch mark you score down as far as the second score line. So not all the way, be careful, not all the way down, but as far as the second score line. And on the right hand side you score at 9 inches. So that is for the longer piece. Shorter piece, it's really the same procedure. So you score at 3/4 inch, 1.5, 2 1/4, and 3 inches. Again, you flip your paper. At the 3/4 mark you score down to the second score line, and here you score at 7 inches, obviously because it's a 7.5 inch piece, and you score just 1/2 inch down from the right hand side. Now then, I'm going to show you, let me put away my scoring tool. I'm going to show you in a minute how to cut your pieces, but first we're going to do some folding and burnishing of the score lines. And for this one as well. Now then, here is the part where I scored as far as the second score line, and there you're going to make a cut. You cut as far as the second score line, and then you wanted to make, let me put my mat in view again in the center, and now you're going to cut diagonally from where you left off cutting to that next score line. So make a diagonal cut from one corner to the other, and that's it. Then you want to keep, let me just think, which flap do I want? Oh yes, I want to keep the second flap. So this is going to be a small flap, and you're going to cut away 1, 2, 3, and the one at the bottom. I'll start at the bottom. So you cut as far as the first score line, you notch, and again you notch, and then you cut away these 3 smallish bits until you have something left like this, and then you can fold down that score line as well, and this piece is ready for tear and tape to go on. But first I'll repeat. Here is where I had the partial score line, so you cut down as far as the second score line, you make a diagonal cut from that one to there, so there you go. And again here you have your cut-off bit to the top, and here you cut away a tiny bit at the bottom, you notch, notch, and then you remove the last 3 bits. And you have the second piece ready. Let me just get rid of these. These are all the scraps that you have, by the way. so it's a really economical use of paper. Now then, we're going to stick some tear and tape on, and let me get my silicone mat. First of all, you need a tiny scrap of tear and tape to go on this diagonal bit. Then you put a piece across the top here, and you put some tear and tape all along that long side right till the very end. That's unexpected. Never mind. Get rid of it. Now it sticks to my fingers. Go on you. There you go. And I'll repeat on the other piece. A tiny scrap to go on the diagonal bit. Just about the same length as the thing itself. A smaller piece across the top, and then all along that long side until the very end, another piece. Then I use my bone folder to really make sure that the tear and tape sticks. Now, a word of warning, when you go to stick your frame together, make sure you stick everything together in the right order. I didn't with my first model, my prototype, and I ended up with a really odd looking frame. So I'm going to put this aside for a minute. I'm going to show you how to stick together a little part of the frame. Initially you want to remove only the top part and that part, because in a minute you're going to fold down and then fold down halfway and then push down like that. Now if you remove that, that's okay, but if you were to remove that too soon, you would stick it down like that and it wouldn't work anymore. That's something I didn't do. That's something I thought I'd just warn you about. So you take this first section, you fold it down, and now you fold down the second line, so you sort of fold it in half, and then you can really push down well, and here you have part of your frame. Again, remove the top part and the one along the long side, fold down the first section and then fold it in half, and you can really push down well to make sure your frame will stick. And now you're ready to compile the rest of the frame, and of course obviously the make sure that your diagonal bits are top. See, and this is how the frame will go together, and make sure that you have the two 7-inch parts on the sides and the two 9-inch parts top and bottom. Now then, I'm going to remove that piece of backing, the one that we left on the diagonal cut. Come on, there you go. And then to make sure that your diagonal side is up, you push in the flap, and then you push this in too, and then hold it down, give it a push, and it will really stick. Same thing here. Here the diagonal bit goes to the left. First you want to remove the backing on that part, and I'm going to do that with this one as well, because otherwise later on I'll never be able to reach it anymore. So remove that piece, and the diagonal bit should be top, so I'm going to push it in like this, and this one goes in there. Yes. Now you give it a good push, but a gentle push, because you don't want to squish your frame. And here you have the frame already. This will be the back, and the front you have these diagonal lines. This one could go in a bit more smoothly. There you go. Now then, all I have to do now is put the back on, and for that I'm going to use my tear and tape again and my mat. The reason why I took away the corners only in the beginning is because I want this to fit properly on the back, and if you remove all of the backing it will stick as soon as you put it down. If you just leave the corners open, you can still move it about a bit, check if it is aligned properly. Let me just check from above. Sorry if my head is in the picture. This is where I want it. Now I push down in the corners, and then all I have to do is remove the backing. And I took away the paper on both sides, because sometimes you see it tears, and then you can have a pull on the other side as well. This one will come off in one bit. There you go. And this one I hope as well. Pull gently. This is one is starting to tear, but there again I can remove it completely. Push down gently and your frame is made. Then I took a piece of 3 1/4 by 5 1/4 inch of scrap paper, and I put it in the middle where I want my margins to be, and then with my pencil I draw around the corners so that I know where to position my magnets, because the card is 4 by 6, obviously larger, and then I measured this to make sure my magnets will go in the middle. Here I have some of these really strong magnets, and I'm going to put one in every corner. And for that I will need my mini glue dots, which I can't find, so I'll be back in a minute. Found them. Right, you put a mini glue dot on, and then you put your magnet on top of the little mark that you drew. Pick up your mini glue dots and put your magnet there, and again let me move it over so I have more room for my hand, and then it's ready for your card to attach. Let me get the card out. Here you can see really well that I put the magnetic sheet in the corner, and now I can put my decoration inside, and the magnets, well, if I push up a bit more like that, the magnets won't show. I'll show you how to make the stand. You're going to need your piece of paper, which is 2 inches by 7 1/4, and you score at 5/8 of an inch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you score at 2 1/8, and you score at 6 5/8. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you flip your paper and you score at 1 3/8 of an inch. Yes, okay, let me get rid of my scoreboard. Then this bit folds in, that will be the top of your stand. This one goes there, this one goes up and down, and there. This is how your stand is going to be attached. There'll be glue here and there. So let me put some tear and tape on. I've made these flaps extra large because I wanted to get 2 pieces of tear and tape on, and if you have this measurement you will be able to fit 2 alongside each other quite neatly. Anything smaller, either your tear and tape would overlap or you can only get 1 piece of tear and tape on, and I wanted the extra hold that 2 pieces would give me. Again, 1 strip and another, and the second one. For a neat finish, first let me reinforce that. For a neat finish, of course, you cut away some of the side bits at a diagonal. Now then, the part which has no glue strips on, tear and tape I should say, that is where you fit your, oh, that's way too big, wrong measurement, oh dear. Let me just check on my grid paper. This is 4.5 inches, so it should be 4 3/8. Well, that's easy done, because if I can find a ruler, 4 3/8 is what I said, isn't it? Okay, I'll just use a sketch line that I can see. Take my big scissors, so I'll have to change that measurement on my blog as well. It's, let me just make a note of that, it's, well, Murphy's Law, 4 3/8 of an inch. Put that aside for later. Right then, get your Tombow out. Well, I have some fast fuse left. I'm going to use that for speed. Put this in there, and now I can attach it to my frame. First I'll start with the bottom bit, because you will have some reference from the side of your frame. Better try from, oh, I'm sitting, yeah, I'm in the picture, sorry about that. I thought I'd moved out of foot. There you go. Like that, Karin. Look at me trying to show you. Right, then sort of in the middle, towards the bottom, you stick it down. And then the top bit, you fold it in, make sure it's straight, push down. Now you can push from this side and you have a stand. Now then, you can put your decoration in, and you have an advent calendar with interchangeable images. Well, I think it's quite ingenious the way I came up with that, because I don't have that much room. I have too many Christmas things to put out, so this will work nicely for me. All I do is change every day and that's it. Well, do let me know what you think of it, either by leaving me a comment or a thumbs up, and if you like my channel, please feel free to subscribe to it for more of my project. Well, thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.